Well, hello everybody out there on YouTube again. This is KentTV. I'm coming at you guys again with another YouTube video. I'm going to make a very serious video today, and I'm going to speak on something very serious today, like I always do up here on my channel, up here on my YouTube channel. I'm going to, talk about something that I go through in my life. I still kind of, suffer from this, this day to day, still suffer from it. What I want to talk about in this video today is social anxiety and depression. Okay, there are a lot of people, out here in this world, who suffer from anxiety and depression, social anxiety and depression, and maybe other types of symptoms and things of that nature. My issue is that I used to always worry so much on what other people think about me and things like that, and I really feel that the reason why I suffer from social anxiety and depression is because that I was bullied and picked on when I was younger and stuff like that, and I had got mistreated so much by a lot of people. I think that's one of the reasons why I suffer from social anxiety and depression, and I always worry about what people be thinking about me and stuff like that, and I be thinking that people are saying negative stuff about me, like when I go out in public and stuff like that. I be thinking that people are saying bad stuff about me, negative stuff about me when they look at me and stuff like that, or when I go out in public and people start looking at me from a far distance and stuff like that. I be thinking that they're saying something bad about me and stuff like that, and I just worry so much about what other people think. Sometimes I just feel that people try to embarrass me and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And like when I try to, for me as a boy, for me as a male, when I see a girl that I'm interested in, when I see a girl that I'm interested in, and I try to talk to her, just have good dialogue with her, I feel that she's trying to embarrass me. I just feel that she might do something that'll embarrass me and stuff like that, and I just worry about what other people think and stuff like that, and what other people say about me. And that's something that I'm working on about myself, is I'm worried about what other people think and what other people say about me and stuff like that. That's something that I'm working on about myself. And I just feel kids bully me and stuff like that, and kids bully me. That really had effect on me. Since I'm a grown man and I'm an adult now, that really had an effect on me as I got to my adulthood. It also did have an effect on me. When I was, in my childhood as well. It's just because the reason why I feel that a lot of people have social anxiety and depression is because that they feel ashamed. There's something about themselves that they're ashamed about. And to me, for myself, there are things that I feel ashamed about. Yeah, there's things that I feel ashamed about. Like when I like a girl, I'll always be like, like I said, when I like a girl, or when if I see a girl, that I'm interested in, I get very nervous. I get very anxious, to ask her out on a date and stuff like that. I get very nervous. I get very anxious, to ask her out on a date because I feel that, she's gonna, embarrass me or say something negative about me in public. Yeah, like I said, embarrass me in public, say bad stuff about me. I mean, just clown me out in public. You know what I'm saying? I think the reason why I think like that, is because that I had a girl in the past who had mistreated me like that, who would have dogged me out in public and stuff like that, and that won't happen again. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee that won't happen again. I'd be thinking, like I said, I'd be thinking that they be saying negative things about me and stuff like that, to other people, and just they talk about probably the way I look or the way I dress and stuff like that, and that's just an issue that I go through, but I'm working on that. That's a flaw that I'm working on. I'm just trying to concentrate. I'm trying to concentrate more on my flaws, and focus more on my flaws. It just, and they're just afraid to, some people have social anxiety so bad that they're afraid to leave the house. You know what I'm saying? I don't have social anxiety that bad that I'm afraid to leave the house. Some people, I gotta learn that, some people will have it way worse than me. You know what I'm saying? Some people are afraid to leave the house. You know what I'm saying? And some people are just afraid of other people. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that way too. So I be afraid of people. I be afraid, like if I see an attractive girl or a girl that I'm interested in or something like that, I'd be afraid to, speak my mind. You know what I'm saying? I'd be afraid to, tell her how I feel. I get very anxious. I get very nervous. You know what I'm saying, just to speak my mind to her and tell her, how I feel about her and stuff like that, because I'd be afraid that she's gonna embarrass me. You know what I'm saying? I always be so afraid about getting embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? When I go out in public, I always be so afraid on, being embarrassed by people. You know what I'm saying? Being embarrassed, people making fun of me, saying bad things about me in public, and a whole bunch of other people, are looking at me, laughing at me, and stuff like that, just clowning me out in public and stuff like that. And that's how that's how I feel too. You know what I'm saying? I'll be so anxious, about that. I used to, suffer from depression. I feel the reason why I suffer from depression, like I said, was because I was getting bullied and picked on, a lot when I was in school. You know what I'm saying? And it really carried on into since I'm a grown man now. It really had carried, into my adulthood. When kids used to tease me and get bullied. When kids used to tease me and bully me. Because that, I would have flashbacks and stuff like that. I'd be having nightmares where people used to bully me and tease me and stuff like that. And I think that's why, it still, sort of, bothers me to this day to day. And people always want to tell me and say, oh, Kent, you just gotta let that go. You just gotta let that go, Kent. You know what I'm saying? Just, stop worrying about that. And I just feel that people just don't understand what it's like. You know what I'm saying, to be bullied. People who have never been bullied or been messed with when they was younger, those people don't understand, what it's like to be bullied. What's it like to be mistreated? What's it like to be picked on? You know what I'm saying? What's it like to be a victim of being harassed? You know what I'm saying? Those people don't know what it feels like, and they want to tell me to get over it, just let it go. You know what I'm saying? It takes time to let things, because once you get mistreated so much, once you get picked on and get bullied again and just get dogged out and talked about real bad so much by other people, you know what I'm saying? It takes time to just, get over stuff like that. And you have flashbacks and you have nightmares and stuff like that. It takes time to, to just let that stuff go. You know what I'm saying? It takes time to just let that stuff go and let it pass. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know, with me having suffering from depression was because I was getting bullied and getting picked on so much. When people used to always say how ugly I was and how I looked like a gorilla and stuff like that, and people say I have a, you know, people say how short I was and how ugly I was. Like I said, how ugly I was, how I looked like a gorilla and stuff like that. And people, one girl said I looked like a dog. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it just, it really bothered me. And deep down, it really, really, really angered me. You know, and I just started, you know what I'm saying? It was very hard for me to overcome that. You know what I'm saying? Still is hard for me to overcome that now. You know, since I, you know, I don't want to put my personal business out there, but since I got some help, you know what I'm saying? Since I got some mental help, you know what I'm saying? And you know, but you know, as for myself, you know, I get very anxious about something. You know, it's like I get very anxious. Like when I see a girl that I'm interested in, I would get very anxious. You know what I'm saying? I get very anxious, and I don't know if I'm the only one, you know, that goes through that. But you know, it may take some time, you know, for me. You know what I'm saying? As for the girls and stuff like that, I don't know if this is normal or not, but I get very anxious, you know, to ask them out on a date and stuff like that, and because I always worry about that, because I always be worried about how that she's going to embarrass me or clown me and stuff like that. You know, I worry so much about that, and you know, and I really don't know why. You know, I worry so much about that, you know, about being embarrassed, you know what I'm saying, being cussed out in public, you know what I'm saying, by a woman, you know, because I've been mistreated so much. With my depression and stuff like that, I think very negative, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes I feel that I ain't nothing. Sometimes I feel that, you know, I'm not good enough for nobody. I just feel that, you know, sometimes I feel that nobody will ever, you know, like me for who I am or accept me for who I am. You know what I'm saying? All people will do is dog me and clown me and make fun of me and try to embarrass me. Sometimes I feel that way. You know what I'm saying? I still kind of feel that way now to present. Here in the present, I still kind of feel that way about myself, and that sometimes I feel like a reject, you know, and I feel like a loser. I feel like I'm a worthless piece of trash. I'm worthless scum, you know. Sometimes I still feel that way about myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been mistreated so much by people. You know, I've been dogged out so much by people. As for being bullied, I was cyberbullied. You know what I'm saying? I was cyberbullied as well. You know, people, once you get bullied so much, you know what I'm saying, it could really mess with your self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really having a hard time thinking more highly of myself, because I always feel that I'm a loser, I'm a reject, you know what I'm saying, I'm worthless, I ain't nothing. You know, that's pretty much all I have to say in this video. Social anxiety and depression. You know, I just be so afraid to tell, not just women, you know what I'm saying, just people in general. You know what I'm saying, I'd be so afraid to tell people how I feel and stuff like that. I get very anxious and I get very nervous. Like when I go out in public, or like when I go out in public to a store or something like that, you know, I feel that, you know, like when I need help with something, I'd be afraid to ask for help. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this is me, I don't know if I'm the only one who goes through this, but I was always been afraid to ask for help. You know what I'm saying? With anything. I was always afraid to ask for help, because I'd be so afraid that they're gonna think that I'm dumb, or they're gonna think that I'm stupid. if I ask for help, or if I need help with something, they'll think I'm dumb or they'll think I'm stupid and I don't know what I'm doing. You know, you know, always afraid to ask for help. I'm still am now. I don't know. I really don't know. I always just afraid to just speak my mind to people. I just always just been afraid of everything. You know what I'm saying? Being afraid to do this, worried of second guessing myself, and always being afraid to, you know, tell people how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Always afraid to ask for help. You know what I'm saying? Get very nervous, get very anxious. You know, always thinking negative and stuff like that, and just feeling sorry for myself. You know what I'm saying? I still feel that way this day to day. I try not to feel that way, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think positive and have a positive attitude and things of that nature, but it seems like it isn't doing any good. It's not helping. You know, I'm trying to get some help, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get some mental help, but you know, I'm working on that. You know what I'm saying? There were thoughts before I end this video. There were thoughts. I always thought about hurting myself and stuff like that because I always felt worthless. I always felt like scum, a piece of trash. I wasn't good enough for nobody. There were thoughts where I always thought about extremely hurting myself. You know, I hope I'm not the only one who feels that way. There were thoughts where, because one time I got mistreated so bad by people, you know, I really thought about hurting myself, extremely hurting myself. You know what I'm saying? My depression and stuff like that. There were thoughts I thought about hurting myself or hurting somebody else. Yeah, I thought about hurting somebody. I thought about hurting other people out of anger. You know what I'm saying? Out of frustration, out of hatred. You know what I'm saying? There were thoughts. I still kind of have those thoughts today. But just make sure you guys hope that I'm okay. You know, I'll be okay. Just hope you guys, you know, pray for me and stuff like that, you know. But I'm gonna go ahead and close this video. I just want to make that video and share that with you guys, the things that I go through, the things that I suffer with and stuff like that, and the thoughts that I have in the past. But I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out. This is KentTV signing out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You guys take it easy. Peace out and have a good one.